guys, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome to it, and I'm so glad that you are visiting. And I'm very excited to announce, first and foremost, before anything else in this video, I have decided that I am going to be doing a small little giveaway for you guys. And my channel hasn't been up for very long, and it's been a little bit of a struggle for me finding a good balance between work and home life and YouTube. So I really appreciate you guys sticking with me and all the love and support that you've given, and of course I'm so happy to return that support to you. So I have finally reached 100 subscribers, and again, I know that's a really pretty small amount, but for me it's a big deal. So as a thank you, I'm going to be giving away one $50 Ulta gift card. I was thinking about doing a whole big product giveaway, but then, it's hard to find shades for you guys, and I thought, you know what, I just want to keep this simple. This is just a quick thank you for you guys. So I'm just going to be doing the gift card, and all you have to do to qualify is, of course, be subscribed and to leave a comment on this video or any of the videos I've got coming up in the next week or so. And that's it. It is open internationally, and I'll leave the information down below, of course, in the description box, but make sure you subscribe and leave a comment so you qualify, because I'm so excited to be giving that out to you guys here soon. Also, another quick update, I think I'm going to be having to drop my videos down from 3 times a week to 2 times a week, or just having to mix it up, because I did end up getting back into college to get my graduate degree, so I'm very excited about that, but it is going to take a little bit more time, so I'm going to try to balance things out, see how they work, but I just wanted to be upfront with you guys and let you know I might be having to change the frequency in which I produce videos. I'm a little sad about that, but you gotta do what you gotta do, and that's been something I've been really wanting to do for a while now, so I'm really very excited about it. And moving on to the actual part of the video and what I'm going to be doing today, I'm going to be creating this look for you guys. This is one of my everyday go-to looks when I'm going to work in the morning, on the weekends when I just want to look presentable, something simple, nothing crazy, no crazy looks. Don't have too long to get ready, or I'm half asleep when I'm getting ready. This is the kind of look that I go for. These are the products that I typically use. So yeah, if you want to find out how I got this look and what I do every day, then stay tuned. And without further ado, let's get into it. First thing I'm going to use is my Benefit the POREfessional primer. I have been really feeling this stuff lately. I just like that it's not too silicone-y, and I like the way it does minimize and fill in my pores. So this has been my go-to primer lately. And for foundation lately, I have been loving my Sonia Kashuck foundation. It's the Soft Focus Satin Matte Foundation. And she's kind of hard to find other than online. I know really for me the only place I can get her products is at Target, and I haven't really had too much experience with her, but I am just really liking this product. It lasts all day for me. It's got a great coverage amount without being too much, and so this is what I have been using for my everyday go-to foundation lately. After I have blended out my foundation to a nice, smooth, consistent texture, I am going to be moving on to my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. If you guys haven't already heard of this product, I'd be very, very surprised, but it's wonderful. It's one of my favorite one of my favorite concealers. It just does a great job of covering everything. It blends very nicely. So if you haven't gotten this and you don't mind paying a little extra, I highly recommend it. For my everyday go-to look as well, as you can see, this is pretty much all I do. I don't really bother highlighting my Cupid's bow or my chin. I only really do that if I'm using a foundation that is just too dark and I really want to lighten my face. But for the most part, on my everyday, I just want to hide my under eye circles and highlight a little bit of my face. And to set my under eyes and to really bake everything, I have been really liking this Maybelline Master Fix Translucent Powder. It is a little bit powderier than some of the others, like my Makeup Forever or my Inglot one, and I love those. But this one is just, it's so much easier to just put everything underneath and really you get enough to cover the whole area, because I also use this to go ahead and set my face to kind of soften up the look and to keep my makeup from creasing or getting too oily throughout the day. This is what I really like to use, so I think this is a great option. It just get a little powdery and kind of, you breathe in a little bit, okay? Let's just be honest, you're gonna breathe a little bit of it in. Anyway, while I let this sit, I'm gonna be moving on to my eye. Lately for eyes, I have been feeling a couple different ones. If I want just a very neutral look, I like my Smashbox Full Exposure palette. It's just got some great nudes. It's just a very simple palette. So if you're looking for a great nude palette, I love this one. If I want something a little bit more pinky or maybe a little bit more pizzazzy, I'll go in with my little tiny Tartelette Tease palette. As you can see, I've been kind of using this one quite a bit. I just like the shades. They're a little bit more pinks and purples, and they've got some more shimmery shades. But this past week or so, a little bit more than that really, I have been loving this Lorac Unzipped Ocean Sunset palette. I just did a video reviewing the shades. If you haven't seen it, I will link it down below and also up above for you. But this palette, let me tell you, is just beautiful. Look at this. So if I want a neutral look, it's great. If I want to add a pop of color, it's great. And it's super pigmented. So this is what I'm going to be using today to do my eye look. Now for my just everyday go-to look, I don't do honestly too much color. I like something that's just going to be a little bit simpler. Again, I kind of work in a very professional environment, so I don't want anything that's too alarming. So I'm just going to go and use some of the more matte shades, the more neutral tones, just to make sure that I have some depth, I have a good look, but I'm not going too crazy or I'm not going to be too distracting. So the colors I'm using today are just kind of the more orangey shade, which is Horizon, and I'm using the kind of more sandy shade called Ocean Floor to define it. Again, nothing crazy, just enough to look presentable and to create some dimension. So then I'm just going in with that kind of dark purple on the outer corners of my eye, just to do a little bit of color, but nothing too much. Finish out the kind of look here, and I'm going to blend it all out smoothly. And I normally, if I really want something super pigmented, I will wet my brushes. But for just a simple look like this, I'm fine with just the dry brushes and just using the straight pigment of the natural eyeshadow by itself, because I just don't need the extra. I don't need this look to be extra. Then just for a little bit of extra color, I'm going to go in with Salt Water, which is that kind of highlighty green shade in the palette, and just highlight my inner corners. I'm not going to be doing any sort of under eye eyeliner. I just don't really need it. This is a very basic, simple look, so I'm just going to use my eyeshadow for my eyelids and move on. And I'm going to be using my Wet n Wild Proline Felt Crayon Eyeliner. It's just very easy to work with, and you can create such a very fine line with this stuff that I love it. Love it. It's one of my favorite eyeliners. It does dry a little bit fast, but as far as like actually in the pen, so you have to replace the product, but I think it's only what, like $4 or something, so it's manageable. Then for mascara, I'm going to be using my L'Oreal Luminous Lash Paradise Mascara. I am sure you guys have heard of this because every beauty guru out there is talking about this. It is amazing for a drugstore product. It is just so good. It's very comparable to the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, obviously at a much more affordable price given the fact that it's drugstore, but it just does everything that it says it does. It lengthens and it volumizes, and it doesn't clump, and you can layer it and layer it to your heart's content, and it won't clump. I'm sure eventually it would start clumping, because honestly when it becomes more mascara than lash, it's going to happen. But anyway, love this product, and it is definitely my go-to. Now that the mascara is done and my eyes are done, I'm just going to brush away my bake, really to make sure that I kind of actually sweep the rest of the powder to the rest of my face, because it really helps it last all day long for me, and it helps me keep from getting cakey or oily, as I said in the beginning. Now that I have brushed my bake away and really blended everything out so it's nice and soft, I'm going to be going in with my bronzer, and for that I'm going to be using the Laura Geller Beachy Matte Bronzer. It looks like this, and I just love this. It's got a nice color to it. It blends very nicely and just gives me a nice natural glow without being too dark or just too much. So because I have very rounded cheeks, one of the steps I hardly ever miss is to actually contour my cheekbones a little bit more than what I did with just the bronzer by itself. And for that I'm going to be going in with my Sleek makeup palette. It's the one where it's got bronzer, the highlighter, and the blush, and I've honestly used lately all three of these. I like to switch it up a little bit, but I like the color that it puts on my face when I'm trying to contour out my cheekbones just a little bit, make them a little bit less rounded. Bring out my cheekbone. I am also going to use the same palette for my blush. I'm really digging this kind of corally summer pink color. It's just beautiful, and it's not too much. Again, as I've said in other videos, I have naturally really rosy cheeks, so I don't like a whole lot of blush, and I don't want something that's got just so much pigment, because honestly I just don't need it. Even with a full coverage foundation and with my concealer, it's just, it comes out, especially throughout the day. So I'm really liking not only the shade but the texture and the formula of this blush. And the last thing I'm going to be using for my actual face is the Milani Strobe Light Highlighter. I've been loving this stuff. It is so great, especially if you want an everyday look. I like to glow, you know, I like my highlight, I like my glow. And for my everyday, I still want some that's going to just be very noticeable, but it's not going to be quite as much as what I would do on the weekends, or if I'm going out, just not quite as much. Now it is time for lips, and for that I'm going to be using my Milani Amor Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade 25 Allure. I love these liquid lipsticks, and when I have my everyday look, I want a liquid lipstick because it's going to last with me throughout the day. It's going to stick with me. I trust it, and I know that even as I drink my coffee, or I'm meeting with people, or I'm going through meetings, this stuff is going to stick, and it's going to last, and it's going to look great all day. And as I let the liquid lipstick dry, I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. Love this stuff. It's my absolute favorite. And just spritz it all over my face. Let it dry. And that's it. So here you guys have it. This is the final look of my everyday go-to makeup look. Again, some of the products I interchange, of course, naturally as I go along, and the eyeshadows I'll change up a little bit, the lip shades, but this is generally my routine for every single day. It really doesn't take very long. In the mornings, it takes me maybe 10 minutes, unless I'm just really dragging, and then maybe I'll take an extra 5 minutes for a total of 15. But it's a very simple look. It lasts me through all day, gets me through the day, makes me feel great as I do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have some products that you absolutely love or that you use every day, please let me know down below in the comments section. I'd love to hear them. I'm always looking for great new finds or great old finds that are being revisited, or that are just maybe not as well known. So please let me know. But if you did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up before you go. And of course, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on my giveaway coming up. I'm having it going throughout Sunday to Sunday, so make sure you leave a comment below and subscribe so you can qualify. And with that, as always, I hope you guys have a wonderful day.